leveling up and trying to achieve things all the time so that you can feel good about yourself and so people can see you're okay. But deep inside you're like... Now release any tension. As you take your next breath, notice the muscles in your shoulders.
The glitz and glam is the fame, but it's the work backstage that makes the game. I'm Crystel and Bandal, your host. Come with me behind the lens and watch their stories unfold. The past workshops that we've had, as I mentioned before, it was all about your outer appearance and taking care of your skin, which was kind of going from within, and it was to help you guys build your confidence as well, because when you're up on stage, confidence really matters, and it shows. What you can't hide that from the camera. You can show if you're confident, if you're shy, or if you're having a stage fright or a panic moment up there. And so the next workshops that we had is all about mindsetting and taking care of your emotional and mental health. So I'm welcoming our speaker for our positive mindsetting workshop. Bangel is a vocal coach and professional singer who has inspired thousands of students nationally and internationally to use singing as a form of personal development. She has developed and worked with singers who have been on X Factor, The Voice, and Australia's Got Talent. Tina is often the go-to backing vocalist for various Filipino celebrities, such as award-winning Lea Salonga. She's going to be coming in today to talk to you about positive mindsetting, because as a performer, she's going to use her experience to talk to you guys how to kind of rewire your brain to be confident and bloom from the inside, because as a performer, you want to connect to your audience and the people that you're working with. So we'll just welcome to the front of the stage, Bangel.
Let's talk about mindset today, and some of you might know, have done work on mindset, but some of you may want to go deeper. So this is a little... My students have been featured at LA at Disneyland, Universal Studios, and have been on The Voice, have been in professional musicals, Radio City, performing in what's it called, New York. And the only reason why they were able to do that is because they believed in themselves and they had something in them, and it's something that you need to develop. And it doesn't come naturally, but it's something that you can figure out and be aware of.
Right now, the girls are inside with Bangel doing their positive mindsetting workshop, and just hearing from what they're up to right now, they're talking about why they may feel a bit stuck when they're about to go on stage, or feel a bit stage fright the moment that they enter the stage, because sometimes most of the time, practicing is very different to the real thing. And for many of these girls, this is their first time handling or being in the fashion and entertainment industry as a model, who will always be at the center of this attention, at the center of the spotlight, all eyes on them, and it's a lot of pressure, and sometimes fear can get the better of them. And Tina is basically here today just talking to them, giving them kind of a lesson on how they can fight that and encourage themselves to think of it as an excitement, not as something that they're scared of. So it's really cool just hearing what they're talking about, so just keep tuning in.
Hold you back from making different choices in your life. Keep you from seeing. So we're going to do a visualization meditation to find out the blocks that what the kids have, and it's going to take a few minutes, and then after that we're going to jot down what we discovered during the meditation. Okay, find your spot somewhere where you can relax, be yourself. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's continue to take some 4 deep cleansing breaths in and out. And notice as you slowly take your long deep breaths, notice if there's any tension in your face. And let your face relax around your eyes, the muscles in your neck. And release any tension. As you take your next breath, notice the muscles in your shoulders. And relax your shoulders. Become aware of the muscles in your upper back. And as you exhale, your right thigh, from your hip to your knee. The muscles from your left thigh to your foot. And release any tension.
Bangel's positive mind setting workshop has been amazing. The girls have been doing a few workshops, and if you can listen closely, the girls are doing some meditation right now. A lot of them are on the floor lying down, really relaxed and zen. A few of them are nice and relaxed in the seat. It's completely up to them. But meditation is actually a really good practice to do in your daily life, and it's also really good for people who are doing really busy schedules, especially for these models who have to consider a lot of things in their life. Meditation will just bring them back into place, ground them, and make sure that they are calm and that any negative thoughts that are circling in their mind is gone. So just come in and see how relaxed they are.
And your lower back, and let the chair or the floor support your body. Now come back to the current moment in time, having experienced what you experienced, having heard what you heard. Sometimes it will be lessened.
Have you guys done meditation before?
I love meditating.
Yeah, you love meditating?
Yeah.
You haven't done
So
meditation.
it's going to be
How
interesting.
come?
I just never thought about it before, I suppose. Like, it's never come to mind. Like, it has come to mind, but I just haven't been able to go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
It's always just one of those things that I'm like, oh, I don't feel like this is important enough, but it is.
Yeah, it's not like a
it's
priority
important. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That's alright. Right.
Bye.
Yeah, and in this leveling up and trying to achieve things all the time so that you can feel good about yourself and so people can see you're okay. But deep inside you're like shining your friends away.
Yeah, exactly. I just, I want to make sure that what I'm doing, I just want to be happy and not have to get proven to anyone. It's just... Okay, so you've just done your positive mind setting workshop with the girls. We'll do a quick recap. So what do you think about it? How was it for you as a mentor?
It was great. It was really lovely to see them kind of be vulnerable and just kind of share their story. So we went after the meditation that we did, the visualization, they shared the things that were blocking them and where it actually came from, the age that they experienced that certain event in their life where they discovered their limiting belief and that they'd carried on in their day-to-day ways of living. So it was really nice to get to know them and to share them. There were a few tears.
Oh really?
There were a few tears of sharing, but it's really interesting that we all kind of understand where she was coming from and we can relate to each person, and it was really lovely to share those stories, and I got goosebumps, goosebumps that you guys didn't get to see that, but I was like, I got goosebumps from that. And just the main thing is just getting their insights and the way that they're reframing negative event and making it positive.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, trying to find the light in like the darkness that they were kind of experiencing, or maybe something that they were just hiding in the back of their mind, like just brush it off and forget about it.
Yeah.
And then later on, when something triggers that kind of memory, it kind of just comes back and hits them really hard.
Yeah.
So do you think, Justin and I walked in, they were doing the meditation, and you were saying some stuff over the music. How does that kind of help them when they're meditating?
Yeah, so just guiding them through. So the first part, we guided them and made sure that they relaxed their body. And then we scanned their body. They were scanning their bodies to see if there's any tension or numbness that they're experiencing in their body when they think of that certain event that happened to them, or that thing that was limiting them. So it could have been finances. You know, a lot of people have struggles with finance. So where are they feeling that pain or numbness when they think of the struggles that they're having with their finance? Is it in the stomach, or is it in the back or shoulders? So we scan the body, and then they figure out what is the event that is linked to that pain or that numbness. And then I take them through the visualization of what age they were when they felt that event. A lot of the kids, the young ladies, were like feeling it when they, I think the youngest age was 5. They experienced that event. Yeah, that's making them feel stuck today. So it was just really interesting. And then the oldest was 13. One of the girls experienced something when
that is still 13. Quite young.
Yes, yeah. So
when it comes to, obviously, as someone who does performances like on stage, and you've also had students who perform, what's kind of like your experience? You were saying earlier in the workshop that sometimes, and maybe in practice, they're perfectly fine, but they're standing right before they enter the stage and they're like panicking or freaking out or something like that. What is there, could you say, let's say, a little bit of feedback for these girls, because this will be their first time, most of them, coming out as a model, and obviously as a model all spotlights are on them. What's like a little feedback or a little tip that you would like to say to them?
Well, one of the things that I mentioned to them before we left, when we finished actually, was, you know, understanding yourself, going through guided meditations in the evening, and then also at night. In the mornings. So evening meditation is really important. You can find guided meditation online on YouTube, and then you can also find meditations for morning meditation. So you can set yourself up, because you have to learn how to train your mind and release any anxiety or overwhelm, and that's a way that you can start, you know, focusing on how, you know, even in evening meditations, it'll guide you through, okay, what happened during the day, and how can you make it better for tomorrow. There's a way you finish up at night, and then when you wake up in the morning is the way that you know, if you felt positive at night, you're going to feel positive in the morning when you wake up.
That's a good way to think about it.
So morning meditations are great, because then you have time to be by yourself with your thoughts, and then think about, okay, how are you going to set up your day for success. So all those visualizations are important before you go on stage. It should happen not just before you go on stage, or you've got a performance, or before you've got your event. It should happen weeks before. You need to be training your mind. You need to start visualizing yourself not only on the catwalk as you're walking, but before that. So even walking to the stage, how are you going to be? How are you going to act
on the stage, or even behind
the stage? How are you what's your routine? What are your rituals? They're really important. How are you going to establish your routines and rituals? You've got to come up with that. That's really important for you, and that feels good for you. So for me as a performer, I need to have time to put on my makeup. I need to give myself 30 minutes at least to relax, sit down, put my makeup on, go through my rituals of seeing myself performing on stage while I put my makeup on. All those things, they all add up.
That's good. That's really good. And I'm interested to know what prompted you to start doing these kind of workshops.
Well, as I said to the girls, like I seem to always self-sabotage myself. If I got a really big opportunity, so for example, my students and I were invited to be Lea Salonga's support act at Town Hall, and that would have been the biggest performance that my students and I have ever done. It was in front of 2,000 people, sold out concert, and then in front of my idol, Lea. She was like, I idolized her ever since I was 7 years old, because that was my very first record. And I was like, I need to make sure that my mindset is right, not only for me as a performer, but to teach these kids that you're worthy to be on that stage. That was a huge thing that I had to overcome. So I went, I hired a performance coach, and he was all the way in America. And then all I got from him was, fear is just an illusion. That Bruce Lee has said that. And I didn't really understand that. And so it kind of helped me a bit to kind of move forward, but I felt like, no, there's something missing. Like
something more?
Yeah, there's something more. Like you can't just tell a person, you got to stand tall, you got to visualize, you got to do this. There's something more that's lying beneath. So the unconscious mind is what, like when I learnt about it I went to an NLP training, which is neuro-linguistic programming training. And I did my master's practitioner course on that, and that's when I really dived into how we think and what kind of unconscious patterns we have in our minds, and we make decisions from that. So
that's good. That's really good.
So 3 years ago I did my course, and now I was able to luckily have like clients from overseas, from Texas, from Cayman Islands, and
all over the world.
So I thought, this is not only for performers, it's for anybody. How you got to figure out what is that limiting belief that you formed at that young age. Sometimes we don't even know, it's very hard to find, and so that's what NLP is all about, helping you find that. And then I also do timeline therapy, where I help release all those limiting beliefs, but normally I go through 6 sessions with people and then have coaching around that. So we release limiting beliefs like fear, anxiety, guilt, sadness. So
they're the biggest factor.
Huge.
So just going back to 3 years ago, if you could go back to, let's say, that moment where you're just kind of accepting that role to working with Lea Salonga along with your students, what is something you would say to yourself?
I think just stay on your course. Just think of being of service. I think that's the main thing for me. Being of service to the kids or to the clients that I teach, making sure that you're helping them in a way. So it's just not you. Focus on you. Just continue to be to serve them.
Because in the end that also goes back to you. And then it gives you the inspiration, motivation to keep helping more people. And one more question, what is a quote or saying that you live by?
A quote. I think,
Or even something that you've made up yourself?
okay, well, one of the quotes that I kind of said to the girls today is just stay in your own lane, because over the time we tend to compare ourselves with others, like someone who's always going to be better than you, and someone who's always going to be, not as successful as you. So just keep going, just finding your passion and just creating things for yourself, going for opportunities to help you to grow as a person.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much for your time today with the girls. It was amazing. It, like, going into the room and you presenting, it was like a whole different aura. The girls were a lot more relaxed and laid back, and it was a lot more about reflecting instead of like constantly pushing forward, because obviously going into this industry they're learning so much and it's just coming up them like just one after the other. Like you coming in today allowed them to just sit down and relax and just be zen.
And that's really important. I think going into an industry like this, or any kind of industry where people are focused on you, is to be yourself, and that's what this workshop is all about, understanding yourself.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, thank you so much again. The girls went through meditation, reflection, visualization, all of the things that they needed to reflect on themselves, their negativity, and turning into a positive light. Tina Bangel here has done an amazing job, and we're so glad that she was here to help her girls out in their journey. As always, the glitz and glam is the fame, but it's the work backstage that makes the game. I'm Crystel and Bandal, your host, and this is Miss Runway Supermodel Australia. Bye! We are practicing social distancing, and we hope that you are too. Make sure that you are practicing good hygiene and taking care of your health and well-being. We hope that you are all staying positive during this time, and we hope that you all stay safe. For the safety of our staff and our models, we have converted all of the activities of this program online. And from the advice of the Australian government, we are changing the date of the Winterland finals of Miss Runway Supermodel Australia 2020, with further details to be announced once they are confirmed.